Hello.
Good. Whatever time it is for
It's
you.
actually still really early.
It's afternoon when you're a mom. How are you?
I'm good. I have a minor update.
Minor. Taylor.
I'm pregnant.
Yay.
Yeah.
Tell us about
crazy.
it. Tell us how are you feeling? How
I'm
we want the full story. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling today pretty good, but just to backtrack, I don't know if anyone remembers the trying to conceive bear story. But
I do.
it was a success. So literally when my husband and I went on a camping trip, I was so upset because it was during my ovulation window. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be in a tent with my toddler in bear territory trying to have sex. I'm not going to be in the mood. I'm going to be dirty. There's no showers at this location. So TMI, but we really rushed in a sex session right before we left the house to go camping.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And I was like, hope it sticks. And then I got home and I think I waited until 3 days before my period. And I texted Natasha. I was like, I just have this weird feeling. I'm going to take a test. Didn't even tell my husband I was going to take a test. And so I went into the bathroom and I was like, oh, that's like a deep line.
It's a line.
It wasn't even like the first time I found out I was pregnant, I was like squinting.
Yeah.
I tested so
You're
early.
like,
I was like,
is that a line? It's like a squinter.
Yeah.
You're like, am I seeing things?
I sent it to Natasha. I think I sent it to her before I told my husband in person.
I mean, my husband has never been the first to know.
Because she's my TTC witch. So I was like, I have to tell her that her methods work.
As they do.
Your methods work. So yeah, I texted you and I was like, am I seeing things? You're like, oh no, that's a line.
Yeah, the Bears did it. Must have been all that fresh air.
I have a wedding in Ireland in May. This puts me at going at 2-3 months, which I feel confident with my second baby. I can maybe do. Obviously, we're going to buy refundable tickets in case.
I mean, hot tip, that's the best time to travel.
It is.
Because
it is.
They don't know where they are. They're up all night as it is. They lay on you on the plane.
Right, yeah. My husband is concerned about it. I was like, I'm concerned about the toddler.
Yeah.
That's what's hard going to Europe. We've done it once before. My parents are coming, so he'll be 3.
Oh.
Almost 3. Yeah.
He'll be fine at that point.
He'll be fine. He'll watch movies.
3 is,
he'll sleep.
Yeah, I feel like the past 2.5, everyone's different. But in my experience, as soon as you get past 2.5, they're pretty good travelers.
Yeah. I'm not too worried. I was like, honestly, if I'm not worried, you shouldn't be worried.
Right.
Because I'm the one that's going to be.
Postpartum.
Yeah. I have it in my head. We're going to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
You're going to have to be with our son and I will be with baby. I'll breastfeed them the whole trip. It'll be great. When you're postpartum, you're in your baby planning phase. It's very difficult for friends who haven't been in it before to understand the complexities that go on there and how you are not in control of when it sticks and when it happens, when you might have an issue, a miscarriage, or it doesn't happen for a few months. You wish it happened sooner, and then it happens on month. For me, it was 4. Mm-hmm. I wished I was going to be a little more postpartum, but I won't be. I had to miss one of my absolute best friend from college, her wedding, because I was 4 weeks postpartum. Mm. And I was so stubborn that I didn't even tell her that until the final day I could RSVP, because I was like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to figure it out. Yeah. I was still in diapers.
Yeah.
And you don't realize this too. Postpartum is so different at 4 weeks versus even 8. So much changes in a month,
or
each month.
Even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks, you're like, all right, I'm kind of cruising around a little bit. Especially the second time. The first time is touch and go there for a while. But yeah, 4 weeks is...
It's 4 weeks is you're
fresh.
Still who am I? What just happened?
Can we really quick talk about that Nick Viall clip?
Oh my God, I sent Natasha this podcast clip yesterday. This girl who submitted a question, who's in the wrong here? And she told her best friend that her due date was around her wedding, 3 days off of her wedding.
The bride was okay with it. She said the bride took it well, but then she called the maid of honor, who was her maid of honor too in her wedding. And the maid of honor was like, you should have planned better. You should have waited to get pregnant. Taylor and I were like, oof.
Yeah, that's someone who just hasn't been through the struggles of pregnancy and childbearing.
Trying to get pregnant too.
Yeah,
it's like
it's such a blessing that it even happens when it even works.
Right.
You know?
And it's like, who knows if that woman has been trying for, even if it was an accident, it's like you can't fault people for family planning.
Yeah.
And it's harder for people who haven't been through it, like you said, to understand.
Yeah.
It's easier for your mom friends to understand, but like
I didn't even understand when I was pregnant and had to say no to my best friend's wedding. I had so much guilt.
Yeah.
So much guilt. And now that I know what goes into it and what a blessing a baby is and like how it's the most important thing that ever happened to me, it makes me take a step back and realize like wedding culture is unhinged.
For sure.
It's so unhinged. It's important. I loved my wedding.
Yeah.
It was so important to me. I'm not disregarding that. I'm just saying, like, in the grand scheme of life and what's important, you can show up for your friends in a million other ways.
Yeah, totally.
A million other ways.
So actually, I'm sure my sister-in-law won't care that I'm sharing this, but her good friend is getting married and she's going to be 36 weeks pregnant. Her entire pregnancy has been struggling with whether or not she's going to be able to go. And she's supposed to be a bridesmaid and she didn't plan to get pregnant at this point. She wanted to wait. And she's like, do you think I can go at 36 weeks? And I'm like, I don't know if you'll want to. She has a toddler also. And she just had to tell her, like, I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to be way too pregnant. We have so much going on, So she's flying out this weekend, last minute, to go to her bridal shower and show up for her there. And I just think that's a great alternative to still prioritize your friends, make them feel special, and that this is special for them too, but also be like, hey, this just doesn't work for me.
Right.
The other thing to think about is like, I understand that it sucks for you and like you want me there, but it also sucks for me.
Oh my God.
Like
so much.
I want to be there and I want to celebrate you. And this is such a hard decision and it almost doesn't even feel like a decision, right?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like I can't.
You also just never know how you're going to feel. And that's what I was grappling with, was like, maybe I'll be okay. Maybe I can make it work. Am I a bad friend for not trying and sacrificing and stuff like that? And I think back, if I had gone at 4 weeks, I would have been so unwell.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even been there. Like I would physically be there, but like not, especially for first baby too.
Yeah.
I think second baby, I've seen the way my friends are. And like Natasha was at my drunken hibachi backyard birthday. Holding literally a newborn daughter.
Yeah. What was
literally
she?
Newborn.
3 weeks?
3 weeks.
We brought the whole family.
I was like, you're coming?
She was like, you don't have to come. Her sister was like, how old is your baby?
Literally, I have a photo of you like eating hibachi, holding Leah.
She's still curled up.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine.
At 3 weeks, I like hadn't left the bathroom.
No, totally.
The first baby is so different because it's so jarring.
Second baby, I was like, bring both kids. Let's
Yeah.
go have some hibachi. Get out of the house. But also, you're physically, the recovery is easier. For me, it was easier. It was easier for me. And also, your toddler has needs still. So you can't just be like, I have to lay around and take care of myself. I was like, we got to get out of this house. This kid's going nuts. Like, it'll be perfect to take him to a hibachi birthday party. It's like free entertainment. I will be there. I want to celebrate you, but also like selfishly, I'm like an activity.
Totally. And so that's why I feel confident about RSVPing yes to this wedding.
Yeah.
Where I'll be at least 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully more, because I tend to come early.
Yeah. I know.
As you all know, I was actively trying to conceive this baby. So like, I feel very at peace with it. It was very planned. I was almost at the 2-year mark exactly when I found out I was pregnant. His birthday, I think I was 7 or 8 weeks pregnant.
Oh, nice.
His second birthday. So it's everything I wanted and more. So I'm so happy. And I feel the same way as like how postpartum usually tends to be easier the second time around for a lot of people I know. I feel that way about pregnancy. And I had listened to you say your second pregnancy was a little better, and that gave me a lot of hope, because on the spectrum of really tough, sick pregnancies, we both were really up there. And so I was super nervous. I was actually way more nervous about being pregnant again than doing birth or postpartum, to be honest, way more. Like, I would gladly feel like my body's being ripped open than be nauseous for 10 months.
It's so long.
It's so long.
Birth is like, you know, even if it's 24, 36 hours, like then it's done.
I know. And mine was 10 hours.
Yeah. Mine was 3.
Yeah. So it's the worst ever, but for such a short amount of time.
Right.
And pregnancy, you just feel like you're trying to operate for 10 months at a really low level. So it's just so difficult.
Especially with a toddler.
Exactly. With that has been pros and cons, to be honest. It's been difficult that I've been a full-time toddler mom while pregnant, but it adds this layer of distraction that I did not have the first time around. My job at the time was a tech job that was work from home. I could close my computer. I can't just take a nap with my toddler. It might be when I'm actually feeling good, or it might be when I'm projectile vomiting and I'm supposed to be putting him down for his 1 nap a day. So it just feels different. Also at the same time, I'm not allowed to just sit around and watch every single rerun of Game of Thrones. My friend the other day was like, "You're doing great. You're hanging out. You're like doing things." And I'm like, because I have to.
Right.
I have to get him out of the house. I have to do things. I cannot just sit and mope. Like I'm throwing up on the go.
Yeah.
If I have to puke in a public restroom, it's better than being at home and my toddler losing his mind and me losing my mind.
You have to get
like,
out.
You just have to get out.
And like you said, the distraction factor is huge.
Yeah.
Just mentally. Because even though you're puking on the go, I would keep barf bags in my car and stuff. But it's like, sorry. But what's the alternative? Proud of you.
Thanks. But all around, better pregnancy this time. I feel like my nausea comes in waves instead of being consistent 24/7. I'm hoping that's because it was the same for you and that maybe that means I'm having a girl.
Fingers crossed.
Pray for me.
We'll do it.
But if not, I'll still be really happy. I'm not one of those people where it's like my life will be ruined if I don't. I do come from a family of 3 sisters. My mom has sisters. We're very sister-heavy family, and I really value sisterhood. Yeah. Obviously, you can find sisters and friends, but I need to buy them a tutu. I need to take them to ballet. I'm a girly girl, so I'm hoping. And I tried for a while to do the have sex at the pre-ovulation, and then when it wasn't happening, I was just like, I just want a baby.
Totally.
So we'll see, but I find out next week. And so that's a really big difference for me, this pregnancy. The first pregnancy, I had it be a surprise. So I have a lot of feelings about that because I won't have that big surprise factor anymore. But I also think it will allow me to not have any gender disappointment the second time around, because I don't want to be in birth and something come out of my vagina and I'm like, fuck.
Totally.
You know, like I just don't want any negative feelings around my birth.
Yeah. This way you can process it.
I can process it
earlier
and then get excited.
Totally.
Choose a name, like a boy name I love, get excited about it, and just let all those feelings go away before he comes. Yeah. So I feel very settled with my decision on that. But it's like a new exciting thing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do gender reveal with my husband. Yeah. I've never done this before. I get to choose a name. Before I was like buying gender neutral clothes, like no pink bows, no cute anything. So there's so many exciting feelings about that.
It's fun and it's different. I feel like one of the joys in life is getting to experience all different types of things. And like doing it this way is different, and that's fun.
It's so fun
to do something different.
And I also think maybe it'll help me bond with baby better, because the first time around it felt very like foreign. I was like, who's in there? What will they look like? What will their name be? And I can't wait to talk to the baby and have their name. And just little things like that. So yeah, I'm 11 weeks.
Okay.
11 weeks and 4 days. I will also say second pregnancy for me, I don't know if this was the case for you, like is flying by. Way quicker, because
so fast.
You're packing lunches, you're on the go, you're like trying to squeeze in these prenatal appointments. I'm like, how do people do this? And another thing that's been really interesting for me this time around is my prenatal care looks a little different. The first time around I did birth center prenatal care and had a team of 5 midwives, and they did all my labs, all my ultrasounds, everything in house. It was so seamless. This time I have a midwife. I'm planning a home birth, which is different than a birth center birth. And I have to do all my labs and ultrasounds out of house. So I had to find an OB that's covered through my insurance. And now I'm seeing 2 care teams. And that was a little bit hard to navigate for me because a lot of OB offices aren't down for co-care. In fact, it's kind of like a foreign concept in America. So it was hard for me to call people and tell them my situation. And so I was like, do I have to like lie and say that I'm going to deliver with them? But like, I only need labs and ultrasounds and then leave at 20 weeks. But I also want them as a backup because I want to do this in a responsible and safe way. And I want to have a backup hospital and the care team I've met. So it's just been a different situation. It's taken a lot more of my time because I'm seeing double appointments. You see your OB, right, like once a month at the beginning. So I'm seeing twice a month. Plus all the labs and stuff like that. Or different appointments. So like
yes.
So it's been 11 weeks and I've seen like 5 appointments.
And your OB doesn't do the labs in office either, right? You have to go now to like LabCorp and it's like another place,
I know.
But having a separate appointment still is annoying.
It's going to get real interesting when you start seeing them every week, and I'm going to be going twice a week. But yeah, found out I swear I wasn't even 4 weeks. I was about to be 4 weeks.
We went to dinner and you told our friends and they're like, how far along are you?
This is a big difference for me this time. I wanted to practice what I preached when I had said on the podcast that I believe you should tell people you're pregnant whenever you want to tell people you're pregnant. And I wanted to stand by that. And I wanted to do things differently than the first time around because I vividly remember lying to people I loved when they asked me if I was pregnant. And I would lie and say I wasn't and that I just wasn't drinking or I wasn't doing this or wasn't feeling well. And it gave me so much anxiety. And I also just felt like I wasn't living my authentic self. So that's something I pledged to do differently this time. And I did. I told people like immediately. Yeah. And then I had to go to a wedding when I was 6 weeks pregnant and told the whole wedding. The entire wedding knew. Like people I don't even know. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to be an open book. And that's not for everyone, but it really worked for me this time. And I had no anxiety. I was like, if something happens, then more people will know that things happen. And I feel at peace with it. And I am so glad I went that route. It's really long when you find out you're pregnant before 4 weeks. Yeah. It's a long journey to get to second trimester. I'm still not there yet.
Right.
And it feels like I've been pregnant for 800 years.
It feels like you've been pregnant for a while.
When I say it's flying by, it's like it is and not.
Right.
It's weird. But like, it does feel like I've been pregnant a long time because I've known a long time. I knew immediately. So I'm just glad I told everyone. And that's a huge difference this time around.
Yeah.
That I've loved. At 5.5 weeks, I had to travel to Hawaii for a wedding. This is something I wanted to stick by, things I had committed to. I wanted to stick to them. That doesn't mean like later in pregnancy, I wouldn't say no to things. But the first time around, I feel like I became a shell of a human. And some of that was out of my control. That's just the way I felt. And I don't think I could have operated at a higher level. But some of it was just I became really depressed. And the more I stayed inside, the more depressed I was. So I wanted to surround myself with people, say yes to things. And like if that meant I was throwing up at a bathroom at a wedding, like that's what I was going to do. So I felt very committed. And so I went. I didn't feel any nausea yet, but I forgot about this with pregnancy. You're going through so much and your immune system gets so suppressed. And I got an insane sinus infection and was so sick. Yeah. So sick. And then traveling in an airplane when you have a sinus infection. Ugh. It was so brutal. I couldn't even sleep. And that's when someone was like, okay, Unisum. And so I took it there. Yeah, I think it was you. Rush to buy it.
Take credit for all of the wins.
And that's a huge thing I'm doing differently this time. As I said, I'm not going to suffer and do everything naturally this time around because I did that the first time around and didn't try anything. Didn't try Unisum, didn't try B6, didn't try, not that B6 isn't natural, but you know what I mean? I was like nothing extra.
Like, it just is what it is.
It is what it is. It's natural to feel this way, blah, blah, blah. You can't really afford to do that when you have a toddler or a full-time job or whatever.
Well, and you're like, why am I torturing myself? I tried that and it sucked.
It sucked.
And maybe it's okay this time to try something.
To try anything, yeah. Oh, and at this point, I had been going to acupuncture since the trying to conceive journey. So I had been keeping that up. That's just a side note. And who knows if that helped me with my trying to conceive journey, but I'm kind of convinced it did. blood circulation, all of that stuff. Also just having designated time to just sit and meditate. And they do guided meditation about like, it's so hippie, but like making your womb a welcoming place for baby, letting them know it's okay to stay there and that they're safe. And I don't know, I just really found it to be so positive.
Yeah.
And I feel like it really helped. Anyway, sinus infection at 5.5 weeks. And then right when I land back, it's like immediate, like the day after, I think I was 6 weeks and 3 days. I have a note in my phone. It's like 6 weeks, 3 days, vomiting first time. I was like, I have to note this for the podcast. God, it's just so hard. It's so hard. The vomiting really gets me down. I'm not going to lie. It's really hard to not feel depressed about constantly feeling nauseous.
Yeah. Vomiting is just not it.
At 6 weeks, I had this immediate urge for Chipotle. It was crazy. I wrote it in my notes. I was like, Chipotle
Is life.
cravings.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I need to enter a rewards program with Chipotle. My husband was like, reading our Postmates tab, like, another Chipotle? Also, it's like 2 minutes away. Can't you drive?
You're like,
I was
no,
like, no,
and
delivery,
no.
$2.
Make it stat.
Literally, I was eating a burrito every day.
Sounds good.
Pregnancy cravings are wild because it was Chipotle for a while. Then I can't even stomach Chipotle now. I can't even look at it.
Yeah,
It's just so funny. Done. And then it was everything bagels with cream cheese.
Yep.
And now I'm in this ramen phase.
Oh.
And I can't stop ordering ramen. Just like the broth. And then there's protein, but there's also noodles. And it's just everything about it is so good.
Yeah.
So now it's ramen.
So like you're not puking up those meals.
No. So this is how it's always been with me for nausea. If I'm eating every 20 minutes or at least snacking, like before this, I had to have a protein bar.
Yeah.
If I'm constantly snacking on protein every 20, 30 minutes, I'm okay in terms of throwing up.
Okay.
I might still be nauseous, but I won't vomit. Yeah. If I go longer than that, which tends to be in the morning or before bed, or if I'm out and forget, that's when I throw up a lot of yellow bile.
Ugh, yeah.
And
the morning is tough because what are you supposed to do? Like eat all night?
So I try to keep snacks next to my bed.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do. And then when you're so nauseous, the last thing you want to do is eat. So it's like it builds on each other, which is why I have to have snacks on me 24/7. But I rarely throw up food. This time around, I've only thrown up food twice. Okay. The infamous egg salad sandwich, where I told Natasha I threw up an egg salad sandwich. She said, why were you eating an egg salad sandwich while you were pregnant?
Just like the worst choice.
Like disgusting.
She told me that and I was like, oh my God. Like, are you okay mentally for making that choice?
And the second time I think was a hot dog. And you were like, why'd you eat a hot dog?
Don't get me started on hot dogs.
But no, I don't usually vomit food, it's so funny. One of our friends texted me the other day because I told her I was gaining like an insane amount of weight this time. And she was like, but how are you gaining weight if you're throwing up so much? And I was like, because I'm not throwing up food. I'm throwing up disgusting acidic bile.
Like stomach acid and liquids.
So gross.
Also, like sometimes I would not actually throw up, but I'd just be like dry heaving. And you can't stop dry heaving.
Yeah.
Nothing comes out because there's nothing in your stomach because you haven't eaten. Right. And you're just over the toilet.
Cute thing about the vomiting, a cute thing about vomiting.
I was like, what?
Is my toddler, I didn't even teach him this, but he comes up to me and rubs my back.
Oh my God.
And he says, sorry, sick mama. But the funny thing about it is he thinks he's rubbing my back, but he's like, and I'm like, softer. I'm like,
you're like, ow.
I'm like, gentle.
You're actually hitting me.
Gentle hands.
While I'm down. Gentle hands.
It's like pounding my back.
Performing the Heimlich. I'm good, thanks.
But anyway.
Sweet.
I will say, talking about weight, literally at, I want to say 8-9 weeks, stuff got real. Like I was like, I look 19 weeks pregnant. The first time, it's so funny. I look back at photos and I'm like this in the mirror and you see nothing. Yeah. It's like, there's no bump. I'm like, what was I doing? Like I look like I ate a burrito. Yeah.
Like that's
I'm bloated.
That's what I look like after dinner.
Yeah. This time I was home and I was walking around. We have this little loop in our neighborhood, and I was walking around with my mom, and my friend was like, oh my gosh, my neighbor saw you, and she was like, is Taylor pregnant? I was like,
you're like 5 weeks.
I was like, good thing I am, because rude. But she's not wrong.
I know, it's immediate. It was like, oh, I peed on the stick, like no longer fit your pants. The second time.
It's been hard because it kind of makes me nervous about like, okay, what's to come?
Yeah.
And it's really difficult when you feel so low, so you can't work out because you feel so nauseous.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that's hitting me harder the second time around. I think what it is I was starting to feel really confident and really at peace with my new body. It took me like 2 years to get there for the first postpartum experience I had. And I felt like I was fit again. I was going to workouts. I felt really healthy and happy. And then for it to drastically change so much, and all of a sudden I'm signing up for ClassPass classes and then getting charged because I'm never showing up.
Yeah.
And to just want to do something so bad and not be able to, and see your body change so drastically so quickly, it's hitting me harder the second time.
And we've talked about workouts and scheduling them with our husbands for like, that's like kind of our sacred time too.
Yeah.
So just mentally not having your away time, your alone time, your time for yourself, your time where you're like getting endorphins.
And he's like, go work out. I'm
Right.
like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't. And so that has actually been the most depressing and hard time this time around, which is so funny because the first time I was seeing the body changes, I've never felt more confident because I was like, this is beautiful. I think pregnant bodies are beautiful.
Yeah.
Not being able to work out is just so rough, dude.
It's
so rough.
A lot. Yeah, it's really rough. And like the weight gain stuff is triggering for me because like I'm a 45-pound gainer in pregnancies.
And just so people know, me too.
Yeah. And so
Last time I think it was 40.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, 40, I kind of stopped paying attention at 40 because I'm like, ooh, getting up there. But like, it's triggering when you know
what's to come.
And that's probably going to happen again. And it's not even like you said, the body changes necessarily. It's the number for me personally feels scary, even though I've gained it and lost it twice now. It's just like, and like, okay, and then the doctors tell you like, you're gaining too much, like go on walks. It's so like, shut up.
And online, by the way, it says like 25 to 30 pounds. I'm like, please.
Yeah.
Please.
I know.
We both had totally healthy pregnancies and gained 40 plus.
And average sized babies.
It's just so interesting.
So I had this thought process the first time too, like, why am I gaining so much weight when I'm barfing all the time? But it's, to your point, the only time you feel better is like the immediate 20 minutes after you've eaten something.
So you're always
eating.
Yeah.
And even though you're barfing, you're eating so much to try
crazy.
to chase this feeling of no nausea that it doesn't. You end up gaining more, I feel like, when you're really sick because you're trying so hard to
and because the foods you're tending to eat are carbs.
Yeah, totally. And
so
like heavy. It was like
heavy.
mac and cheese and
yeah,
cheese and crackers and like butter noodles.
Bagels. I think sometimes it's just weird. It comes in waves.
For me, it was always waves.
So weird.
Like it was constant nausea, but the vomiting came in waves.
Yeah.
And it oftentimes, like, I would feel better for a few days and be like, oh, I'm gonna go work out, and then it would be like, oh, actually, like, you push too hard, you're not well.
Yeah.
So that's how I experienced too. But I know a lot of people who are like exactly at 12 weeks, 100% good. So it just, everybody's different.
I went to, everyone listening is gonna think I'm insane. So I went to that wedding at 5.5 weeks, right? Yeah. I came home, had a 2-week break where I was at home, and then I flew all the way back to Hawaii, 6-hour flight again for another wedding. But again, these are close friends. Yeah. They're not like, friends. They're besties that I've known my entire life. I really, really want to go. It's not that I have to. I like really want to. And unfortunately by then nausea was full force because I was 7.5 weeks. I don't think I've ever had a lower moment in my life than looking into a plain bathroom toilet and projectile vomiting. Trying so hard not to touch anything. I don't know if I'll be flying again in the first trimester ever. I think second trimester is the best time to fly.
For sure.
First trimester is like avoid if you can.
Avoid mostly everything.
Oh God, like just don't make plans.
Yeah.
Don't make plans.
And sometimes you
Obviously,
can't.
this was unavoidable.
Yeah.
But
And if it would have been a situation where like you had to cancel, such as life.
another thing I will say is a lot of people get migraines first trimester, and you feel like you don't want to take anything, so you let it get to a point where it's super bad. And this happened to me at the wedding, and I had to tell the maid of honor, who's another friend, can you show me the bridal suite? I need Tylenol, and I need to sit down, and I need water, and I need AC because it was super hot. And so she took me in there, and I had like 45 minutes to decompress and take meds, and I was seeing black.
I had them really bad, and just migraines, and then just headaches, like constant headaches too. I don't know. I feel like first trimester for me is always until 20 weeks, so just so brutal. I hope yours ends soon.
I got my first ultrasound at 9 weeks. I'm such an emotional person, and I get attached to things. For me, when I see that first ultrasound, everything changes for me. Before that, it's kind of like, is anything in there? Like, what's going on? I'm pregnant. Maybe I'm not. Like,
I'm barfing. This is a good sign, but also like, who knows?
Yeah. And if I'm miscarrying, well, I never saw a heartbeat. I never saw a picture of any. Maybe it was just a blood clot. I don't know. I just think that way because I've had a chemical pregnancy before at 5 weeks. So obviously at 5 weeks, you can't have a heartbeat or anything like that. So it just kind of happened. And I was like, oh, I got my period. And it felt easier for me to process. Obviously things can happen all the way up until any week of pregnancy, especially any week in the first trimester. But it just gave me a little more hope, just like a little more like
to be further along before you got the ultrasound. Yes,
totally. I just felt a little more at peace with it. That being said, not everyone wants to do that. For me, the first ultrasound is when it's like, oh, I'm having a baby.
Totally.
This is happening. Everything starts. All the labs start. It just got like really real for me. I really resonate with what you said in a different episode about how my anxiety is worse and better at the same second time around because one, I've already done all of it. So it's not new to me. Nothing's like super outlandish. But like you said, you also have higher anxiety because you've seen all the people who go through it in your life and go through miscarriages or tests that come back a little funky and then they have to test more or secondary infertility, like all of these different complications. So it's always in the back of your head that like, you've seen more. Because the more years go by, the more you see.
More and more people that you know are having babies, getting pregnant, going through things.
So
it's a weird conundrum.
I was 9.5 weeks and they wanted to do a transvaginal ultrasound. And I was like, no. They were getting it ready, like lubing it up.
You're like,
I'm
no.
like, nothing's going in me there. I didn't say that, but I was like, can we do the normal ultrasound? And they were like, well, normally for the first one, we like to do this. And I was like, I didn't say it in a mean way, but I was just like, I know at 9 weeks plus you can do a normal ultrasound. And like, that's what I'm opting to do. And she's like, okay, we'll try. And we did. And they saw everything and saw the heartbeat and stuff. And I was like, obviously, if there's an issue and you can't find something, sure, do it. Of course. Sometimes transvaginal ultrasounds don't bother people. And that's fine. I am triggered by anything that goes up there.
For reference, for transvaginal ultrasounds is when they have this thing that looks like a curling iron and they stick it up.
I've never had one, by the way, so I saw that and I was like, no. No, I'll come back in 2 weeks if it means I don't have to stick that up me.
It literally looks like a curling iron. You're like, that is going where? They lube it up and then they're like, all right, we're going to do your ultrasound. I think a lot of people don't know going into it that is even an option. And so the first time they were like, we're going to do a transvaginal ultrasound, I was like, what is that? And what is that?
She was a little bit surprised at first that I said anything. And then she was like, I mean, actually, we can totally do this. Let me just set it up.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, you are educated in this world, right? You know, there's standard operating procedure, but nothing is set in stone, right? So like, you can be like, do we have to do that? You can ask questions. And a lot of people, because they just will go through it. If you don't ask any questions, if you don't say anything, they'll just go through what they're going to do. The second time around, you have this confidence and you know what you want and you have preferences and you know what's normal, what's maybe not. And you can feel more comfortable advocating for yourself. Also, like in motherhood, you just gain this sense of confidence being like, I'm not putting up with any bullshit actually. And this is what I want to do. And if I have to come back, I'll come back because I'm actually not comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, totally. I felt so confident.
And they will respect that. Your preferences are valid.
Yeah. No, she was great about it.
Awesome.
And then they were going through all the different things I have to do. And they're like, this is your ultrasound at 12 weeks. I was like, oh, I'm actually electing to not do that one. And then she follows up by going, I mean, yeah, that one's pretty much just to check about things that you're already taking labs about. So it would just be to see your baby again. And for some people, that's super important. They want that. But for me, I know that's not important and that I'd actually rather just not have another appointment and also just not do another ultrasound. So it was great to just check it off and for her to validate.
You don't have to do.
It's only if you want to see baby.
It's for you.
It's for you.
And if you don't care,
or if they find something wrong, so they need to check it.
Of course.
But yeah, I don't know. It was cool to go into an office feeling so confident because like sometimes the medical world scares me a little. Like I love midwives. I love my first birth experience. I was very nervous to do co-care this time around, and I just felt so confident going in and had a really good experience, and the girl was great. And
good.
Yeah.
I think too, like when you go into it, I went into the first time not knowing much, and I tend to be more of a people pleaser and just like a rule follower.
So hard to not do that though when you have a medical professional who like want them to keep you safe. You know, that's their job. So like and it's like, very hard to go in and be like, actually,
I'm not going to do that. And like you trust them, right? You're trusting them with the whole process, and they're telling you we're going to do this, and you're like, okay, what do I know? Right? That's how I felt. So again, to our point that we were saying, it's just nice the second time around to have this like sense of confidence and be like, actually have preferences, you know. That was me too. Like when they're like doing all these ultrasounds, I'm like, do we have to do another one? I'm over it.
One thing I'll say too that's different this time around is I opted to find a certified nurse midwife, and she's worked in hospitals before. So she's done midwifery care in hospitals, birth centers, and home births. And that was just important to me this time around. I wanted someone with very well-rounded experience and that I felt just really confident and safe with. And I feel really good about my decision. And if anyone has questions about like different types of midwives, are all incredible, or like how to even find a midwife, or like why you would maybe want a midwife, why maybe it's not for you, like how to find co-care and like how to advocate for yourself doing co-care. I'm your girl, because this time around I've really thought about it a lot. Even questioned, do I want to go that route again? Do I want to try to do midwife in a hospital? Do I do this? I really laid all the options out in front of me. I feel really safe and really good about my decisions, but I love that she's a nurse. She is so well prepared, and when I met her, she immediately laid out all your craziest fears. Here are the worst things that can happen. Here are the chances it can happen. Here's what I bring in case it happens. I take no risks. I just really loved her, and right off the bat I was like, you're hired.
That's amazing to find someone that you vibe with. You know my story about switching OBs 4 times. Some people will say like, oh, it's dramatic, just go with whoever is around, right?
No,
like
it matters.
But it really matters to me to feel confident in your care team. Question for you: how does this time being with a certified nurse midwife and doing co-care with an OB office, how does your postpartum care work?
So postpartum care is the same.
Okay.
So she will come to the house, to the birth, leave a few hours later, make sure everything's fine, and then keep in touch with me over text, come back morning after, help with lactation, healing, check me, do all of that, come back again 48 hours after, and then come back again 2 weeks. From there on, I go to her office and she'll see me up to 3 months.
Amazing. Paying out of pocket.
I am paying out of pocket, but I've been interviewing like all of my friends who have given birth at the hospitals, and it kind of checks out to what a lot of people have to pay out of pocket after insurance. Sometimes it doesn't, right?
Sure.
It's like $1,000, $2,000, which I'm paying $8,000. I'll be very transparent about it.
That includes postpartum care?
So it includes 3 months of postpartum care. Someone coming to your home. I mean, people pay way more for postpartum doulas sometimes. Midwives are postpartum doulas.
Right.
The care I got, Like they come to the house for like 2 hours at a time to make sure everything's going well. And I felt so taken care of. I felt like I was part of a village.
Yeah. It's so annoying, right? Because after you give birth at the hospital, you get all these random bills. So it's like hard to keep track of exactly how much it costs, because you get billed from the pediatrician that you see in the hospital. You get billed from your own pediatrician. You get billed from the postpartum floor. You get billed from the labor floor, all of these different people. Right. And then there's like the random like labs that they run on the babies. So it's like all of these random bills, but like it's thousands of dollars after insurance. And I have very good insurance.
So I know some friends who paid
more,
7, 8, like around
15. I know 15. Like, and I think the national average is it's thousands.
Yeah. I would say that a lot of times midwifery care is covered by insurance. Okay. And although she doesn't take it, I can still submit it to my insurance. And a lot of insurances will cover certain parts of it. And she's willing to do the super bill. Okay. So I'm hoping to get some back. We'll see. Oh, you talk about low expectations a lot. And I feel like that has been my mantra for this pregnancy. Totally. Is because my first one was so bleak. I came in with extremely low expectations, and it's been so surprising, so pleasant, so great.
Yeah.
And I feel really good about it because I keep reminding myself, and my acupuncturist and midwife keep reminding me, nausea is the worst blessing.
Right.
It's very hard, but you know your body's working. You know your baby is being created. There is a reason these hormones are surging. It is helping grow your baby, keep them safe. Right. So it's the one silver lining I keep latching onto and keep telling myself every day, because I am a believer in mantra. Just remember the nausea hacks, protein on protein, try to snack as much as possible. You and the acupuncturist have been telling me about the lemon balm on cotton balls, which has been really helpful. Acupuncture in general, I believe, has really helped me a lot.
I think it's life-changing. I know it sounds woo-woo, and people are like, sticking needles in you, what could it possibly do? Like
a lot.
The only relief that I would get from the nausea the first time around is when I went to acupuncture for hours after.
Yeah. I swear by it for so many facets of motherhood, because I swear it helped with fertility and for nausea, but also I swear 2 things induced my labor: jumping into the ocean and getting acupuncture. It was immediate.
Yeah. I mean, she had me on an acupuncture plan. I started going to her 3 months before we started trying to get pregnant with my second. And I ended up getting pregnant the first try. And then she had me on a plan throughout. And she wanted me to come in. I wish she could have come to my house for postpartum acupuncture. Now I look back and I'm like, I should have done that. She had me on a plan. And I think it probably helped me go into labor, because I was like all into it.
I believe it.
I think just having that time for yourself, and like you said, the mantras and like the vibes and whatever all the other science around acupuncture does, I just think also can't hurt.
My final thought is, sorry, a negative one. But it's a hot take. I think first trimester pregnancy is the absolute worst phase of motherhood.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be in second trimester, to be further along, know everything's good. I'm excited to experience birth again. It was really hardest thing I ever did, but I can't wait to feel that empowered and strong and like badass again.
Yeah.
All women are warriors. And then I also can't wait to be postpartum, snuggling a new baby. I can't wait for my son to meet the new baby. I can't wait to feel more confident as a mother, to look at things differently the second time. I'm so excited for all those phases, except first trimester.
Yep.
I just can't wait for it to be over. And I feel like every day I'm like, I just have to get through one more day. I just have to get through. It's so survival mode and it's so bleak. And I'm not going to lie, it's been depressing. So I'm really just looking towards the future and holding on to the fact that I'm very excited and very happy to be pregnant and like very lucky.
Yeah.
I know such amazing good things are coming. So.
Yes. It's one of those phases. Like there's the good phases and there's the bad phases, and every phase is temporary, but it's one of those phases that's really hard to get through, but it is temporary and it will be done. But it is, in my opinion,
hard pass on the first trimester.
Like I'll take any other phase.
I'd rather be waddling at 36 weeks, thighs rubbing together,
chafing,
than be vomiting
in a
all the
toilet
time in a plain bathroom. Like sign me up for anything else.
Should we talk about like the funniest places you vomited throughout your pregnancies so far? Because I've got some good ones.
At 7 weeks, my husband decided it was a good idea to plan a scavenger hunt for me for our anniversary. A really cute, thoughtful, amazing scavenger hunt for our 3rd year anniversary. I get home and he's got the baby packed up. He's got everything packed up for this adventure. And he's like, ready? We're going. And I was like, huh?
Like, why?
I'm trying to survive. And he's like, we're walking.
You're like, it's our anniversary.
I'm like, God. So we had to walk from place to place in our neighborhood. I think I ended up walking like miles. I'm not going to lie. The whole time I was like,
dry heaving, gagging.
Bless his heart. At least there was a really cute purse at the end of it wrapped in a bag. But I was like, I love you so, so much, but never again. If I'm ever pregnant again, which I really hope I never am, but I might be, do not plan any sort of walking activity at 7 weeks. Please.
Like so thoughtful, but also like,
no. So in terms of like nausea related funny stories, that's my biggest one. What was your funniest?
Well, there's been many, but I threw up on the airplane with my son, but it was during takeoff into a plastic bag and had to tell everyone around me, like, I'm so sorry, I'm not sick. I'm just pregnant.
Oh.
Just yakking into a plastic.
Someone threw up next to me.
It was a 3-seater, me, my son, and a poor woman who was like eating snacks during takeoff, and I was vomiting food out. It wasn't like a nice vomit, like water. It was like projectile vomiting. Yeah, that was a bad one. I threw up in the bathroom, the airport bathroom before that. I threw up in a parking lot at Discount Tire. Sorry about that.
Ew.
Yep. On the side of the highway, had to pull over, threw up.
God.
You're doing a lot of toilet vomiting?
A lot of toilet vomiting.
Okay,
it does tend to be in the morning or night. I get
Okay.
really nauseous at night. So the term morning sickness is not great.
Oh yeah, mine was always at night. The mornings were actually like the best time of the day for me, as long as my husband didn't make coffee, because the smell of coffee was like triggering.
I miss coffee, although I did have coffee this morning, which means maybe I'm getting better.
Maybe.
Like,
oh, another thing for me is like when I knew I was gonna start trying to get pregnant, I switched to matcha because coffee was such a trigger for me and smelled like the worst thing you could possibly have. And I wonder if that the first time caused my really bad headaches was because I was having coffee withdrawals.
Maybe.
So anyways, something to think about. But yeah, the vomiting, a lot of vomiting in barf bags in the car, like driving my kid to school.
Aversions are hard.
We haven't talked about aversions at all.
Don't even bring a piece of romaine around me.
No, like arugula. Blah. My friend said you can't eat vegetables, and I immediately threw up because I thought of the broccoli, and I was like, ugh.
My mom told me she couldn't eat salad when she was pregnant with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard life out there for vegetable eaters.
I couldn't eat meat either pregnancy. It would make me throw up.
Chicken either?
Well, I don't eat chicken. Like the smell of meat for whatever reason when I'm pregnant is like not it.
Yeah.
And so the only protein I ever ate were like nuts and beans.
Talk about too how weird and how specific it is, because like this time around, even more so than last time, like I had to explain to my husband, like, you don't understand. I cannot cook and I cannot eat something from home. I open the fridge and I want to projectile vomit immediately with everything I look at.
Disgusting. If it's in my home, I cannot eat it. If I have to prepare,
why is that a thing? That's
if I have to prepare anything, can't eat it.
And I've heard this from so many women, like the amount of money you spend first trimester because you need Taco Bell, you need this, you need Chipotle, you need.
Don't even get me started on Taco Bell.
I know.
My husband was like,
after this,
yeah, maybe we should go. He was like, can you choose anything else? The girl at Taco Bell was like, hey, bestie. She was giving me free stuff.
Oh my God, it is kind of fun to just be like, I'm eating whatever I want. I mean, all the time.
If something sounds good, I just feel like getting something in is better than not getting something in, because then you're vomiting up stomach acid.
Totally. Like whatever feels good, you just got to get it in the moment.
And like, yes, I like quote unquote could make myself a bean burrito at home, but I actually can't. It's not happening.
I'll stay on that hill.
I'm not doing the dishes first trimester. So like,
can we get a pass of everything first trimester?
I'm doing nothing. Let's be honest. I'm making a baby.
That's such a good reframe though, that I'm doing nothing thing. Like takes so much energy to grow a baby, so much energy, so much of your brain power, and just physically it's so demanding.
I mean, you're so exhausted.
We didn't even talk about that.
I mean, the first trimester.
It's just so brutal.
It's just the most of everything, and you don't look pregnant yet, and you haven't seen the baby, and you're just like, what is happening to me?
It's hard to show up. So like husbands, you got to step up in the first trimester. And my husband has been so amazing, has been making it work, coming home early from work, like going early and coming home early, because he knows by the time it's approaching the end of the day, like I'm at my worst.
Done.
Like absolute worst. Cooked.
At 4 p.m. Cooked.
So he's been coming at like 3:30, 4, and I just go lay in bed and like last minute runs to the grocery store. Like, I need saltine crackers.
Right.
Like, I need this. I need Chipotle. And like, he's been taking the baby and getting whatever I need, and like has been so on it. And I know that should always be the case, but I just want to give him a shout out. Like, you're such a good dad.
Yeah. And like, you can still appreciate it, even if it should be like how it is.
Yeah. We had a family meeting the other day about check-ins. Like, where are you at? Where am I at? Like, how are we doing?
Yeah.
And I broke down crying and was like, I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I didn't realize it was this bad. Like, what do you need? I feel like I'm like failing as a mom if I can't operate at 100%. So that's been like really tough.
Of course.
I just think that me vocalizing it made it more real for him.
I think that voicing it to your partner and being like, hey, I'm operating at like 10% right now. Do you have the capacity to like pick up the slack? That is life changing, because not only are you sacrificing for your family, you are physically like ill. So the least they can do is pick up the slack. But it does take a lot of times. I would say like almost all the time, us being like, hey, I need you right now. I need you to pick up the slack.
Like, he can't read my mind.
And we just continually, as moms and women, tend to rise to the occasion. And a lot of times we do that to ourselves. If we just communicate better and more often, then we can get what we need. So I found this out after the first time I was pregnant, but you can legally take 17 weeks off during pregnancy and your job is protected. Yeah, it's unpaid, but they can't fire you. 17 weeks. I found that out after I had hyperemesis gravidarum and would work from my laptop at the toilet station, barfing all day.
We need that, but paid. But like,
yeah, of course.
Still, that's amazing.
Yeah,
but
I just thought like they're gonna fire me. I'm a shitty employee.
Like, it's so crazy and criminal. Let us lay down.
But the other side of the coin is that we fought for this.
And I think about that a lot because I'm a stay-at-home mom. How do you go to appointments when you can't just leave your work to go to appointments?
You have to bring your kids.
But sometimes they don't let you. And you had this experience recently you had to get lab work done, and they turned her away because she had her daughter, and she was like, I don't have care right now. Like, I need this.
And I was like, I am lucky enough that I can get care and schedule a new appointment, even though it's a huge pain in the ass. And yes, I did cry because it was so embarrassing. But like, I also was crying for like moms who don't have access to care at all. And like, what do those people do? It's criminal.
It's crazy.
I went to get lab work done. I had my baby.
It's discriminatory.
It's discriminatory towards moms because
100%.
The system is not set up. What is that policy? That policy is set up to I can't even get the words out.
I know. And that's why I love finding baby friendly practices. Like, there's a lot of chiropractor offices where they have PlayStations. I just don't understand how all of us are operating at the way we do, regardless of occupation. Like, how are we doing it? I don't get it.
We're just rising to the occasion because we're badass. And you should feel badass. And you should feel badass. Yeah. Because it's just impressive.
I saw this thing where it was like, when we're advocating for women to be in the workforce, but we aren't advocating for partners or other parts of the community to compensate for domestic work at home.
Yeah.
We are not empowering women. We are exploiting them. There's so many moms who are working, but they're also taking up so much at home. And like, how are we all doing it and operating at this level? And
yeah. And then it's like when dads chip in at home at all, it's like, thank you, you get a gold medal. Like, oh wow, you're amazing. And it's like, okay, so I have to go to work and then be the default parent and be the person who does all the domestic work.
And I mean this too about not just dads, but just like the way our community is set up in general, because it's so against moms. We could talk about it all day.
Wow, we've really gone down a rabbit hole.
We went down the rabbit hole, but moral of the story is first trimester is really hard. I'm pregnant. I'm 11 weeks, and it'll be fun to kind of journal my way through it on the pod and keep you guys updated. Answer any questions.
Yeah, let's get you going rogue on stories.
I know. I need to be a little more adventurous. Natasha's really good at that. She'll just be like breastfeeding and be like, this is something I was thinking about today. Meanwhile, I'm like, do they know who I am? Like, I swear I have a personality. So anyway,
she's been busy vomiting, so you get a pass.
I know, that is true. But I will show myself more in my experience in this pregnancy, especially because I know we do have a lot of listeners that aren't moms yet, but are about to be.
Yeah, or mom curious.
I find out the gender soon, probably right around when this episode gets released. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, excited to be on this journey with you guys.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening.